The allure of virtual dollar card is undeniable. Convenience, accessibility, and global usability, all wrapped up in one neat package. But while these cards may seem like the ultimate solution for hassle-free transactions, they come with their own pitfalls that could cost you more than you bargained for. It is easy to overlook these issues when you're focused on getting started quickly, but taking a few extra steps to understand what is at stake can make all the difference. Together, we are going to go through a quick breakdown of 3 critical mistakes many people make when choosing a virtual dollar card, and most importantly, how to avoid them. Whether it's navigating hidden fees, dodging unfavorable exchange rates, or overcoming a passive approach, we're here to ensure your financial decisions are informed and empowering. Let's dive into what you need to know to stay ahead. Sometimes, the easiest option is always to make a Google search for a virtual card solution of your choice. Maybe download their app and then follow necessary steps to own a virtual card on the platform. In a simple word, that's just about how easy it should be. But here's the thing, many virtual card providers impose significant fees on international transactions, which can quickly inflate costs for users. These fees usually appear as flat rates or a percentage of the transaction value. That means you could have a $2 charge for every time you have to fund your card, or a $2 charge for every $100 you fund your card with, which makes you pay more for big transactions. The rates of some providers are just a massive cutthroat. On the other hand, there are others whose fees are more affordable. It only takes having an investigative outlook to the process of deciding which provider to use. Failure to take this approach, you might even find yourself spending $30 to make an $18 payment. And these guys usually have hidden fees that inflate the overall cost of transactions. This creates a financial burden that no one in their right mind would want to be involved with. A smarter and more active option than just choosing the first solution you find on Google is to compare what different providers are offering and choose the virtual card providers with a lower conversion rate and transaction costs. With more information comes power to make an effective decision. Sometimes, what looks like a simple transaction is actually a game of hide and seek, with fees you didn't agree to pay. Some virtual card providers build their business around escrow charges that makes your cost balloon without warning. That quickly turns what starts as a convenient payment method to a money pit if you aren't vigilant. Hidden fees often take on subtle disguises. A flat fee here, a processing cost there, or vague deduction that leave you scratching your head. It is the digital equivalent of receiving a receipt that was not hard up, but the culprit is not an error. It is intentional obfuscation. And the frustrating part is, you don't notice until the charges piles up. By flipping the narrative, don't just read the terms, decode them. Providers that thrive on hidden fees count on you to skim the fine print. So slow down and look for transparency in their fee structure. Are there any mentions of additional costs for funding or converting currency? If it feels vague, it is probably is. You will also want to gauge public sentiment. Reviews and testimonials can shine a light on the experiences of real users. Do you see recurring complaints about unexplained charges? That's your cue to stay clear. Take a proactive approach by testing small transactions before committing to significant use. Treat your first few payments as reconnaissance. This not only minimizes risk but also gives you insight into how they handle real-time charges. If you are met with clear, predictable course, you are on the right track. Above all, remember that a higher upfront cost is often the price of honesty. Providers who are upfront about their fees may not seem the cheapest initially, but they save you from surprises that erode your finances later. It is a trade-off that is well worth it. Ultimately, staying in control of your money means rejecting providers who operate in shadows. So stay informed, stay vigilant, and ensure your card is a tool and not a trap. When using a virtual card for international transactions, one major factor that can silently inflate your cost is the exchange rate. Supposedly, fortunately, but many a times, unfortunately, these aren't just numbers on a screen. They represent the fine line between a good deal and an overpriced transaction. Providers who stick to fees or updated rates turn this line into a brick wall, blocking you from getting the value your money deserves. That way, every tip or surge in the market becomes their gain and your loss. Think of it like buying produce at the peak of its season versus weeks later when freshness is questionable. But the price hasn't budged. Sticking with a provider that ignores real-time market shifts is like paying a premium for stale results. You lose freshness and value while the provider profits off your passivity. Seek out providers that live in the now, those who adapt their rates to match current market conditions. They are not just more transparent, they also ensure that your money stretches as far as it should. Whether you are funding a card for small purchases or handling bulk transactions, real-time rates means you are keeping pace with the market, not lagging behind it. At its core, this is not just about saving a few bucks. The real goal here is to keep you in control. So real-time adjustments ensure you are an active participant in your financial choices, not just a passive observer watching your costs inflate. On that note, do not settle for providers who treat exchange rates as static. Choose one that moves with the world, because every percentage point matters when it comes to your journey. Beyond the convenience, choosing the right virtual dollar card is choosing to protect your finances, so you can make every transaction count. By avoiding these common mistakes, you put yourself in the driver's seat of your financial journey. Remember, a little research upfront can save you significant cost and stress down the line. Transparency, real-time adjustment, and a proactive approach are your allies in the process. Treat your virtual card choice as more than just a tool. Make it a strategic asset that works for you, not against you. When you take control, you are not just saving money, you are building confidence in your financial decisions for the future. If you are new to this channel, do not forget to click on the subscribe button